here in Ray's preaching?
Seeking God.
Seeking God, okay?
Overcoming the crowds in our life.
Okay,
Jesus.
all right, overcoming the crowds in our lives, seek Jesus.
Overcoming whatever it is we need to overcome to get closer to Jesus.
Okay, all right.
What's in the way of my seeing Jesus?
All right, it's in the way of my seeing Jesus, okay? Good. Most loving thing you experienced? Mike?
That's what I thought was most loving, to make me look at things in my life that are keeping me from seeking God or seeing God.
Right.
The obstacles in my life that are sort of in the way.
Okay.
Of being a flood victim.
Of being a flood victim, okay? All right.
It drew me my full attention for the whole time.
All right.
I didn't lose it at all. And it makes me to seek Jesus more actively. And that was very loving.
Okay. What images worked? Themes, what was working?
Being in the storm,
Storm.
after the storm, the crowd,
Running
and
from
there's a powerless child trying to
Yeah.
get to the front, to get food, to get nourished.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Can you all tell me Ray's intro to this homily? It's a fascinating thing for us to hopefully begin to look at. As preachers, we think we've got all these wonderful little things that start us off, but our homilies are not actually beginning until the image takes over. I will walk away from this homily with a little boy that can't get food because all the big crowd around him. That moves me into the Zacchaeus story, as opposed to your first couple of sentences, because I'll never remember them, because it doesn't grab me, and it's just not going to be a part of me as a human being. But I will never forget thinking of little Ray running around trying to get food after a big storm. Does that make sense? There's something, it's a visual thing. And that moves us more into Zacchaeus than your first couple of sentences. Think of that when you're preparing homilies. It's happened so many times on things we've heard today. Okay? What might not have worked for you? Or what did not work? You said it might not work. It did not work. They're okay?
Well, the opening image is Zacchaeus, because we didn't remember it, so that didn't work.
Okay.
We didn't have that.
All right. All right, then I'll give you a couple. Nobody else will give you a couple. I think. No, don't forget the proper book usage. It's always a gospel. It's not a book of. We're reading from the Holy Gospel according to it. Okay? It sounds simple or it sounds silly, but it's very important. The people are so used to a specific formula. When it doesn't happen, they all, we get lost already. So make sure you do that. And at the end, Gospel of the Lord is the book. Okay? One thing that I would love to have had in your homily would have been something specific that the people of God in your parish keeps them, or might keep them, from seeing Christ. A lot of times it was very generic. But what's going on in the lives of your parishioners that might stop them from seeing God? In other words, it's not their physical size, but it's the money we have, or it's the fear of a nuclear war, or it's an election coming up and whatever. There's things that stop us from seeing Jesus that are more concrete for the people in our pews. This was nicely generic, but they also want to know, how does this connect to my life, here and now? So I would have liked to have had something in there, okay? So it's almost like if you went from your story to the Zacchaeus story to the things that stop us from getting our nourishment, and boom, how do we end it from there? So it really flows in that regard. All right? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.